Andy Baetens, the man who took the WDF world title at the Lakeside and did so in pretty convincing fashion, truth be told. He then made a very unconvincing start to Q School, going pointless for the first couple of days, and it looked like he was going to be knocked out early on day 3, but suddenly burst into life from 4-0 down against Mickey Unterbuchner, did not look back. Won his tour card, got his spot on the PDC tour, and now we've got 2 years of the beast from the east to see what he can do at the elite level of the sport. He is a talent, and I think he could be a real threat over the course of this weekend, because not only is he the Lakeside champion, he was the Dutch Open finalist, and the Dutch Open is probably, in terms of big events, this is the PDC event that most resembles it. 3 days of action, lots of boards, lots of players, lots and lots of games, and we know that Andy Baetens has got the ability to play at a level, to win matches repeatedly over that period.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I looked at Richard Veenstra as a possible outsider to make the final session here, because he's won the Dutch Open previously. So maybe next year we'll look at Jarno Bottenberg, because he won that this year.
Well, Barry Van Peert beat Andy Baetens in the final, and he's gone out early here. So, yeah, I'm just saying, he's good at darts, Baetens.
Yeah, and I'm very, very excited for the next couple of years, because I've been an admirer of Andy for a good 6 years. Ever since he made his Lakeside debut against Scott Baker, I thought there's something here. Great technique, great desire, and he's got so much ability.
The Belgian Chiz, it is said. And is there a higher compliment that you can pay a man?
Yeah, that's what I called him in one of my articles. I called him the Belgian Chizzy, and I stand by it, because he just doesn't complicate anything. And it wouldn't be the first time the Beast from the East has obliterated Minehead.
True. But Brett Claydon managed to win through his opening game. First win for the UK Open for Brett Claydon. So he's got that winning feeling. The shredder from Soham in Cambridgeshire.
With a nickname like Shredder. You're looking out for turtles.
Yeah, I think it's less of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reference and more due to how he eats his food, I'm told.
Ah, I see.
14 in tops for Baetens to win the opening leg against the throw. Can't manage it. Claydon with a similar finish.
Treble 20, 17 for tops is exactly what he wants. It's almost what he gets as well.
And he requires 40.
Tops for Baetens. Very good indeed. In his first game of the day, he's been waiting for this time slot. Waiting to see if he was going to play either Thomas Lovely or Brett Claydon. But you mentioned that was his first win, Dan. That was his 7th attempt to get a win in this tournament. And he's been coming to Minehead for this tournament since 2016.
And who did he lose to in 2016?
Barry Lynn.
He empties your bin, he empties your bin, he beat the world champion, his name's Barry Lynn, is what they weren't singing but should have been singing back when Barry Lynn went on his run to the quarterfinals in 2016, beating Gary Anderson along the way.
In that time, Brett has lost to the likes of Joy Tinberger, Paul Barham, Christoph Kachuk, Danny Baggish, and Jurjen van der Velde. It's not as if, and I mean this with all sincerity to those guys, it's not as if he's been given awful draws.
No, they're all games he felt that he had a chance of winning and he hadn't been able to do it. But at the same time, Brett Claydon, it took him many, many, many attempts to win his first game on the European Tour as well. He's been around for some time as Brett.
And it doesn't happen to certain players. Remember our friend Michael Ploy?
Yes.
Just couldn't win a game on the European Tour, no matter what he did.
I mean, this is probably the toughest looking draw that Brett Claydon has been handed at the UK Open.
140, and you require 78.
I concur. 77 left with 2. Didn't like that dart. doesn't really like that visit. He should always get a darted double from 78 in that position, but he doesn't.
Should get one from 81, but it might just be the bull. In fact, he gets two at double 12.
57. And you require
Anguish for Claydon. Might be 2-0. But it isn't.
Missed all three by fine margins, but that's darts. This could be 1-1.
Catch on the second leg.
Wonderfully done.
Claydon.
Brett Claydon knew this morning if he beat Thomas Lovely that he would come to Red's Bar to play in round 2. It's actually board 5 that he won his first game on today. We've also seen people winning that board by the name of Jack Mail, Tim Walters and Benjamin Drew Royce.
How different is it, Paul? You've played in this. You've moved from the outer board. So the outer board's up in a different room of this big complex as Baetens produces the first match. You've got boards 3 to 8 there, so 6 boards all in a row. People are quite crowded around those boards. It's a bit like when they used to have the UK Open in one big room in Bolton back in the day. But to go from there onto the main stage or into Red's Bar, which is different again, how difficult is that transition? Because for some players, if you're on the same outer board, it's like playing a pro tour for the first afternoon session. It's not like that when you're moving around between the different environments.
Absolutely. It's a case of, where am I playing this game? You win that. The first thing you do is you go and pick up your bag and then you go to the other area immediately. Or if you're Cameron Menzies, you just forget.
Because players will turn up and they might, I feel brilliant today, I'm practicing brilliant, I've gone and played my first game and everything's going well. And you might think this would be, you don't want anything to change, but all of a sudden, you're on a main stage with 2,000 fans and it feels different, it's colder, it's warmer, there's more lights or whatever. Or you're here and it is completely different again.
That's adaptability.
60. Ready to require 75.
And if you can't handle that, you're going to lose. This is one of the best places to play in PDC darts, in my opinion. It's great in Red's Bar.
Double 12 again for Claydon. And this time, 2 darts at double 12, and he makes it count. So Andy Baetens could have been 2-0 up. He finds himself 2-1 down here.
59.
But to be fair, Claydon has had darts to win every leg of this match. He could be 3-0 himself. And Andy Baetens, who I gave the big build-up, Brett Claydon is as good as him right now, if not better.
Let's also not forget that this is Andy Baetens' debut in this tournament. For someone who has done so much over the last few years, he has never been to the UK Open. I mean, even someone like Scott Waits, who won 2 Lakesides, he'd been to Bolton as a qualifier early in his career, even when he was playing on the BDO circuit. Sometimes it takes people a bit of a time to get here. And I'm not just talking about traffic coming through Somerset.
What a response from Baetens. Definitely wasn't going for the 180 there. The 140 would have left a bogey number. I'd love to tell you what the stats are from this game, but it's not on Dart Connect, it's not on the actual Sport Radar stuff. We can't tell you, so good luck. It's a lovely game of darts.
Feels pretty good. Baetens likes that. 56 left.
88.
That'll do as long as Claydon misses this, but he does have another chance to get another leg. Now, this is tricky. I get the feeling that going either left or right there to try and get past that was the play, but he just didn't do it.
Baetens doesn't mess around this time. That's the first leg where Claydon actually hasn't been allowed a dart at double to win it. So 2 apiece, not much between them. I tell you what, Brett Claydon, his throwing style is very reminiscent of a man who has been on a run in this venue, the mirror man Simon Stevenson. There's not much follow through with the arm, it's all just a little flick of the wrist, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not an extension of the arm, it's very much a poke. Reminds me of my good friend Steve Duke Sr. from Melbourne.
427.
3-time Lakeside participant. But you can see the full extension of the arm from Baetens. You're not going to get that from Claydon.
421.
At the start of the season, when we found out that Baetens had come through Q School, my immediate want,
434.
and I was being completely selfish by saying this, I wanted him to qualify for next week's event in Visa because he had a remarkable game with Luke Humphries last year as the two world champions collided before they became world champions.
Yep.
But he's not going to be there. He didn't qualify.
Claydon.
60.
Another 2 darts, missed a double, but he probably gets away with that. And he will get away with it.
100.
He won't get away with missing
Right,
3 more, or there's a very real chance he won't.
You're going to miss just above.
Get on the 5th leg.
Well, there you go. That's a very assured take of leg number 5. Looks very focused as Brett.
100.
He's going to need to be if Baetens starts to get beast mode going. We've got another Belgian playing right now on board number 4, Ronnie Huybrechts,
435.
who is one of those players, Dan, that you were talking about with the Monday and Tuesday Pro Tour events. He's really going to suffer with that, isn't he, because of his work?
140.
He is. He's not keen, safe to say. The Rebel.
Currently 5-2 up on Harry Lane, one of the qualifiers, and Ronnie Huybrechts averaging around 85, getting the job done at this stage. We did see Ron Meulenkamp on this board earlier on. He's currently 2-0 up on Josh Payne.
65.
Good leg of darts this from Baetens. Claydon is right there with him. Look at him go. Could leave 52.
140.
In the end, leaves 92. He's been quite good at getting a couple of darts at double from finishes of that range, but he may not be allowed back to the board. Double top.
76.
Even when he misses, it's close.
92.
Doesn't seem to have that wild miss in his armory at the minute. That's 4, so 88 left. And he's got it as well. What a recovery from Claydon.
So it's Brett to throw first. Game.
This is about as confidently a game has been played by Brett Claydon in front of a camera that I've seen.
60.
Yeah, Andy Baetens is in trouble here. And it's not because Baetens has been particularly poor, it's because Claydon has been pretty good.
Well, if you're Alan Suter watching this, and you're going to play the winner in round 3, who would you rather play? I know that the stock answer is, well, I don't mind, if I play my game, I'm going to win. But if you're Alan Suter, you want to play Claydon. You do not want to play Baetens.
Yeah, of course. You want to play the guy who's never won a game at the UK Open coming into this year's tournament. I mean, admittedly, neither had Andy Baetens, but he'd never played in it. But the man's a reigning world champion. We know he is quality. Suits himself started this year with some excellent stuff, although he didn't back it up in the second Pro Tour doubleheader. We know that Alan Suter's capable of having these spells of great form. Last 16 at the World Championship couple of years running, of course.
We've got a really fascinating game coming up for you after this one. Rhys Griffin against Leonard Gates. A bit of soldier on stage 2, and the winner of that game would play Jim Williams. Now things are getting really interesting.
Baetens leaves the 170 against the throw, and he's going to get at least 2 visits to see it off.
And you go 107.
Got to win 4 of the next 5 legs. Oh, about that, Andy Baetens. It's beastly. 170 finish. Breaks the throw. Baetens going to make a charge here. He was 1-0 up in this game and has not had the lead since being pegged back at 1-all.
If I'm Brett Claydon at the back of that stage, I'm thinking, uh-oh, the shackles are off. Someone's let him off the leash.
Can he hold it together, Brett Claydon? He's got the advantage.
I'd go so far thinking about Brett's career, in and out of tour action, and been around a long time.
136.
But if he wins this match, it's got to be up there with one of the wins of his life.
Right, it's always going to be a feather in your cap beating a reigning world champion, let alone a world champion full stop. But Andy Baetens is coming at him here, looking to level this game up. And Brett Claydon is going to have to just put that out of his mind, forget who he's playing, and just think 2 holes to throw and I'm done.
And Ronnie Huybrecht has got the job done over on board 4, beating Harry Lane by 6 legs to 2. Baetens cannot win this game by that scoreline. He just wants to win it regardless of the scoreline. Now and again, that technique on dart 3 is just a little bit late and it causes a bit of a jump. Just got to be patient. He's very quick to get the darts out of his hand.
161.
Just got to measure this game from here. It's a brilliant second dart.
430.
Third one wasn't bad either.
Yeah, took a gamble and it paid off on the treble. Got it to leave 3 clear darts for the leg and a level game.
95, and you require 24.
There's a little tap on the shoulder.
Games
Doesn't
on the
matter.
eight leg,
Straight in the
and
double 12. 4 apiece now, Brett Claydon.
Game on.
From 4 to up. It is now 4 all. He still has the advantage of throwing first.
But Baetens is so close to him now, he can feel Andy's breath on his neck. Weirdly, when you're in games like this and you're being tested mentally, you'd rather win it when someone's bearing down on you because it feels like you've worked better for it. You don't want to blast someone off the board every time.
80.
You want to be able to win games like this when you're severely tested, when someone's trying to catch you. And that's exactly what Claydon's going through right now. If he fails, people will think, well, he should have lost anyway to the WDF World Champ and the great player that is Baetens. But from here, if he can win it, my word, his confidence will exponentially grow.
Well,
93.
it's a 1 treble visit, but Claydon, he's in the driving seat in this leg. What a dart.
438.
Great visit from Brett Claydon. He has given himself a real chance of getting one of the 2 legs he needs. Here comes Baetens, though.
140. Right,
He's
you require
left
72.
130, and he's already taken a certain fish out in this game. Is he giving a look at the smaller one? He is not. That's a brilliant leg from Claydon.
Game on.
No room for error now for Andy Baetens.
140.
Notice how he's just leaning into that third dart and letting it go a little late. He's walking on dart 3, which is a common problem even at this level of the game.
He's an energetic presence up on stage, isn't he? He's shuffling round at high speed to get to the oche to retrieve his darts. Even at the oche, it's
100.
just can't wait to be throwing and scoring and racking up points.
Oh, this is really impressive.
120.
He's gone through a flight shape change in the last 18 months as well. As Brett, he's gone from a kite-shaped flight to a more conventional hexagonal one. And he seems to get a lot more in the way of darts closer together. It's also got a shorter stem, which means the darts are traveling faster. Take it from me, Brett, they work very, very well.
100.
Well, he needed 3 big trebles to get to a finish. Brett Claydon has delivered. That means Baetens got to go for this. And he does not get another ball finish. That would have taken us to a last leg decider. This is a big ask, but it is possible.
It's still on. That was so close. For an effort at 323 and 6. But this must go. Double 8 for Baetens. He was walking again on dart 3, and he might pay the ultimate price.
Brett Claydon to knock the Lakeside World Champion out in round 2 of the UK Open. He'd never won a game at the UK Open before coming here today. And Brett Clayton's won 2 back-to-back, including beating the Belgian Baetens. A 6-4 win. He holds off the fight back and sets up a round 3 tie with Alan Suter. This is further than he's ever gone before in the UK Open. One more win and he's in the hat with the big boys for tonight.